Hello, welcome to supplychainway.com. In this video, I am going to share with you a proof of concept on IoT in dairy supply chain. So the location where this POC has been done is in Gujarat, India, and to explain you the basic supply chain, these are all villages where they breed cows and milk these cows, and these then get deposited into the milk banks near to the villages. So these milk banks are in very different clusters, and from there the milk is collected, consolidated, that is called from the collection centers they are consolidated, and then it moves to the processing units. There are few instances there were some interim storages as well, and in the processing centers these milk are processed and then moved to CFAs specifically for dairy products as well as to sell as milk, and from the CFAs it moves to the distributors, and from there it goes to the retailers, and the chain continues. The same milk, so typically this farmers takes care of the local demand, and after that they just move to these collection centers, deposit this milk, and this milk is from there moves to some of the local restaurants, some bulk purchases, and it also from there moves to the processing unit. So these are the three things: the local demand, the local restaurants, and then it goes to the processing units, and from the processing units and then it takes a diversion to go to the dairy product specifically, and then it also goes to the selling as milk. So what we have done first is we have used a SCOR model to map this entire activity of the planning, sourcing, and then basically the processing and deliveries as well as the return. And so when we have done this, we have used the value stream mapping to just map in a very detailed way what I've just explained you. So VSM being a tool to identify the bottlenecks, two things came in. One, we were able to find out the upstream issues in the supply chain. We have also listed down all the downstream issues in this supply chain. Let me first quickly explain the downstream issues, because the IoT usage and implementation was more concentrated on the upstream supply chain issues. So in downstream, the issues were predominantly on the areas of distribution, and the second one is on the inventory. On distribution, the specific issues were the product on the road, that is the transportation piece, and the second one is in terms of the warehousing, that is within the four walls. So all the within the four walls issues were solved through the best practices in warehouse management. I'm not going to go detail into it because there is no specific IoT usage there. And all the transportation issues also being traditional issues like on time availability of these products were fixed through specific solutions, which is also not IoT. But there was one issue which is throughout, right from processing till the deliveries, where the temperature variations, which actually change the quality of the milk, leading to rejection of some lots, has been fixed through IoT. And coming to the upstream issues, there are so many issues we picked up from the performance data as well as the value stream. But when we did our prioritization, and we used multiple prioritizations to pick up just two issues which causing the maximum damage. So the number one is the quality of the fodder. The second one is the veterinary problems which were in the cow. So what happens in a very brief, these veterinary problems, when you are milking the cow which is having those issues, that milk quality is not on par with what is expected, and when it gets mixed with the other lots, the rejections happen on a lot basis. So what we have done is we have used two different sensors. One sensors to take care of the body vitals tracking. That is the role of that sensor which is implemented, and each cow is ID'd and these sensors was implemented. The second one is the sensor to check the quality of a fodder, and there are a few cases there where we set up a lab basis to check on a lot basis for the fodder. So once it has been done, typically the solution how it works is on a morning before milking, this is a 24/7 tracker. So we have put in specific flags and protocols inside, basis that this data from the sensor flows into the simulation tools which we have built, where the right flags in the form of a red flagging or a beep or a report will be given to the right stakeholders, right? Basis that we will decide which are all the cows are not ready for milking by ensuring those bad lots doesn't get mixed with the good milk. That is one. Fodder quality, directly we find out which are all the issues and start rejecting it, and we also started working with the vendors to ensure those bad lots doesn't enter here. So by implementing these 24/7 vital body sign sensor as well as sensors for fodder, we are able to fix the issues on the upstream. The other one is on the temperature variation, which is throughout the supply chain. We introduced a mix of RFID plus a sensor which will track all the major specs which has to be tracked on the milk after processed. Again, it will be tracked and comes back to the simulation tool to find out where the issue was, and we were able to fix it. So this is a brief of what we have done. Actually, it was a 8 weeks project. So if you have any queries, you can write back to me on any specific or any discussion points. You can get back to me. Thank you so much for listening. I will get back to you with further and different proof of concepts in the areas of supply chain. Thank you for watching.